All right. Good afternoon. Happy first day of summer, everyone. It's a Wednesday afternoon. Did you get the ice cream that was handed out for the first day of
Very
summer?
good.
Very good.
What was the what was the what was the
The
reason?
occasion? It's the first day of summer.
No, the first day of summer is Memorial Day Friday. The last day of summer is Labor Day Monday.
You want to tell our meteorologist that.
I don't care whether he buys it or not. This June 21st, September 21st stuff might work on the calendar and maybe in the universe, but in the real, normal, common sense world,
Common
summer
sense.
begins the Friday of Memorial Day weekend. We're all ready to go for the warm weather. And Labor Day Monday it ends, and now we're in the fall and the kids are in school. What's not to know?
Baseball has been going on to me. It's been summer for a while, but
So, any rate.
anyway, that's why we had ice cream today. We hope you're out.
Grumpy, I just got out of the dentist. But I'll tell you what, modern dentistry is amazing to me how far it's come relative. And by the way, after electricity and paper diapers, the greatest invention was the Novocaine for dental cavities. I only had one small one, but
That's good.
it is at my age, yeah.
Yeah, it's very good.
Those are the biggest three inventions in mankind history: electricity, paper diapers, and a Novocaine for when you have to have a tooth filled. Just my own
pretty good.
opinion. Take it for whatever it's worth.
I like that my dentist has comfort puppies in case you're scared, especially for little kids.
Well, I'm not a
It's a
little
little bit easier.
kid. Little kids are probably better at the dentist than I am, but you got to go.
Gotta go,
gotta go.
especially with all the candy jars we have around here in the newsroom. A lot of sweet tooths around here. But like you said, it is summer, and of course that means baseball. We're going to check in on what is not the greatest matchup because it's not two great teams. We're talking about the Detroit Tigers as they host the Kansas City Royals. Were you watching the game at all? About
just
half
noted-
hour ago?
No, but last night after losing to that team 1-0, they should have been made to run the stairs of the stadium for 2 hours. You lose to that team, and you're getting paid major league salaries. Totally unacceptable. If I own that team, there'd be changes, man.
Well, I don't have it on because it hasn't made it to the internet
It's like
yet.
8-3.
It is
Nobody
9-3
9-3.
right now. Not too long ago, two of the Royals players did something that I feel like is very symbolic of the entire Royals season so far, and they just completely ran into each other.
I
Pretty
didn't see
bad,
that.
actually. One of them was down for a while. I'm sure it'll be on the internet shortly. I haven't been able to find it yet. We were watching it live, and it was quite the bonk that was head-to-head contact with baseball players, which is never good in any sport. But this one, they're not even wearing helmets, so it's I feel like it says a lot about the Royal season so far.
Well,
Just a mess.
So they're going to
Shambles.
lose today, be 20-54. 20 and
Yep.
54. And
The Tigers
they
are
will have beaten the Tigers twice of the 20 wins. They will have lost 4 after today, but that's still totally unacceptable in my opinion as a
Bad.
Tigers owner. Be
It's just
glad they're
about
not
wrapped up.
playing for me because there'd be changes.
yeah.
Joey went to the game last night. He said for Kansas City, his uncle went. His uncle belongs to Detroit Athletic Club, so they had good parking, free, and they had dinner beforehand there. Then he wanted a snack and said the lines at Comerica, because the labor is so scarce there, he missed 2 innings of the game. Said,
That's unbelievable. I'd be,
especially at Comerica Park.
and you're spending that much money, like we were just talking about yesterday.
Tickets were $40-some a piece.
No.
And they were way down the first base line, but like he said, we waited for a couple of batters and just walked right behind home plate and sat down. Nobody said a word to us.
You know.
Times have changed there.
Well, you can kind of tell a little bit in this picture, but there wasn't a ton of people at the game. However, some of the newest Lions came out to the Tigers game to meet some of the Tigers, throw the first pitch.
When?
Show
Today or
this
last
was
night?
today. This was this afternoon.
Man, they don't dare boo them. They outnumber them on the field than they are in the stands.
Yeah, exactly. So a little bit of Detroit camaraderie between Lions and Tigers right there. And there's a lot of buzz around the Lions right now, especially today. Their new helmets were unveiled. Did you see them?
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather see the new players win than the new helmets. I don't know why teams think that we got to change it. To me, the Yankees don't change.
They never-
Alabama football doesn't change us. I mean, they don't change. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they don't change. I mean, you are what you are, and you're proud of what you wear, and it's an honor to wear that thing, wear that uniform.
This is the
if you can
video
get
that they
it.
played.
And then there are those with no identity and change constantly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm old school, but but that's the way I feel.
This was done for their alternate helmets in honor of the 90 seasons. Lions will be playing their 90th season for the 2023-2024 season. What I notice about this is the Honolulu blue and the silver, very, very prominent in all aspects. The coat, the car, the field, the helmet.
They'll be a lot more popular if the team wins. If they lose,
Will be.
nobody will buy them.
There's a vintage Mach 1 Ford Mustang that you see there. Not sure who's driving, but they are wearing a vintage Detroit Lions jacket. And as you can see, it takes out the old helmet, puts in the new one. It has one of the logos from the 1960s, I believe. The old Lions logo right
They
there.
need some of the players from the 60s to come back and play. They might be better than some of who they got. Boy, you guys sure are excited about this team in June, man. I tell you, in June, you guys have got them in the Super Bowl.
I didn't say I had him in the
But
Super Bowl.
it's amazing how that changes when you get to the
is
fall.
sweet.
From a lot of them.
From a lot, not everybody.
30 of them aren't going to make it. So I'm just telling you, brace yourself.
The players and coaches actually got to see us all the way
This
back
is
in
nice.
April, and this is
This
some of their
thing is
reactions,
sweet.
and then it was all unveiled today. A big consensus here in the newsroom, and from what I'm seeing on social media, is they're only going to be worn with the alternate gray
This is
uniforms,
nice. This thing is sweet.
which nobody really
I
likes.
like it. That's gonna
I
be
mean,
pretty sharp.
in my world,
gotta see it.
this is what we've looked like. This is what we are. This is who we've
Ooh.
been relative to the, this is who you identify us with, the Honolulu blue and silver. Now, are they the only ones that do this? Of course not.
No.
I mean, Michigan State changes. They're like a chameleon the way they change uniforms
We were just
all the
talking
time.
about that too.
To me, if you have an identity, you're not always changing all the time.
This does say that the colors never, I don't know why they're really pushing this, but is a shell color never before worn in the NFL. Well, of course, that's quite easy.
What
to
I
do,
always
actually.
tell you, if you're happy, I'm happy. If you like them, I like them.
I do like them. It's something new. It's something.
Like I say, I want to see them on the field.
Maybe this will energize them a little bit more.
Why?
Because
Wouldn't you think on Pride alone, the start of the
I get
year,
it. Pride,
with
'cause
all
it's
the
Lions.
buzz you've got, wouldn't you say that alone motivates you to play your best at the money those guys are getting? They say that anyway.
they do.
Uh,
So you don't think that something like that might hype a player up just a little bit come game day?
I think it would hype the Kansas City Chiefs because they're the won the Super Bowl. I know with a head that's underneath the helmet. You're asking me for a sophisticated, urban answer from someone who's well versed, whose background, who's broad-minded, who's got a lot going for him. That ain't me.
I think it helps out a little bit. It adds a little bit of hype. And they are going to play one of the games that they are supposedly wearing this at is the
You
Week
should
18
just
game
say,
against the Vikings.
I like these helmets. In your case, deal with it. Now we'll move on.
Does anybody else have it? Nobody else is talking about it. But if you want to, go ahead and share your thoughts. We also were looking at the College World Series. They're in a double elimination game. Top of the sixth, Florida leads TCU
Tight one.
2-1.
Tight
You were talking
one.
about the Florida pitcher yesterday.
Well, I can't
believe.
pitch them every game.
Right.
So they're up 2-1 over TCU. The two best teams are Wake Forest and LSU, but whether they meet for the finals or not remains to be seen. We'll see.
So
And
it's TCU, Florida, Wake Forest, LSU.
correct.
Okay. Well, we will
Florida.
in Florida. That's in Omaha, Nebraska. We'll be keeping our eye on that, even though no Big Ten teams or Michigan teams are in it. I know that you mentioned right as you came here that Mike Vernon was named to the Detroit Sports Hall of Fame.
No, the National Hockey, what is it? The Pro Hockey, the
Pro
one in
Hoc-
Toronto.
International
The Pro Hockey
Okay.
Hall of Fame. He's one of three guys that went in. He won the cup with the Red Wings as the
Yep.
goalie in '97. See if he's got any eligibility left. He's one of three. Zetterberg didn't make it,
That's
and they thought he might, but he didn't.
Lie.
And he's one of three guys, and there's two other officials or whatever it is. Have you ever been in the Hockey Hall of Fame?
I have.
If you want to read the
absolutely love
plaques,
it.
it'll take you about 10 days
Oh.
to do it. There's 8,000 plaques in there.
You better know who you're looking for.
You better know who you're looking for. Now, the museum's great.
It's
Because it's virtual.
It's interactive. It's virtual. It's
Very
very
good.
cool. It's very.
The museums are the best part of these Hall of Fames, I think, including Cooperstown. The Golf Hall of Fame's got great stuff to go, fuss around with. And
I heard the NFL one also is very interactive.
they're all, the College Football Hall of Fame's fabulous in Atlanta, too. That's well done. They have an entire wing on the Michigan-Ohio State game, an entire wing.
Love that. And
they got bleachers in there to sit and watch it. It's good.
I really
like. Hate them both in the same sitting.
I'm sure many people do. I absolutely love. Not only is the Hockey Hall of Fame gorgeous on the outside, but on the inside you have, I don't know what it's called, but the big dome where the Stanley Cup is.
Yeah.
With all of the other trophies that are there.
In the middle of downtown. Yeah.
I absolutely loved it, but yeah, a lot of people were pulling for Zetterberg. They feel he won a few cups with the Red Wings, including as captain.
That's way over my head.
I don't think he's ready just yet. He did win internationally. He's won gold in the Olympics. Of course, a lot of people remember Mike Vernon, of course, for fighting Patrick Waugh in Fight Night at the Joe.
Maybe that's what got him in.
Might have been. And I know Fred was talking to the new MSU women's basketball coach.
Got a piece with a new women's basketball coach. She's been on the job for 2 months. She's got 13 players on scholarship, so there's room for 2 more. They get 8 hours a week right now in their summer camp on campus, and they're all wearing name tags, so I think. And they took the video board down today at the Breslin Center because they're replacing it. The money falls out of the sky over there. Falls out of the sky. The money fell faster than the video board coming down. I should have. What's wrong with that thing? Well, it's out of date.
How is it out of date?
You're preaching to the choir. I have no idea.
I felt the same way when they got rid of some of the stuff at the Palace. They had just put new stuff in there. Within the last 5 years, they just put brand new stuff.
That's why they say go green. It's just to spend it over there. Go green.
We saw pictures of it. I know one of our producers.
That's what they tell their auditor and their accountant, go green, and it ain't to win the games either.
It is not. We're going to have more on that. I think actually in our 90 minutes of news, they're going to be talking about that a little bit maybe.
Right.
You'll have to tune in, but I do believe we have it on our website as well. There's pictures of it coming down at the Breslin Center. Do you think it's going to be up for bid at the MSU surplus store? Do you think we can go get it?
I think that's where it is, isn't it?
Can we go get it?
Have you ever been over there?
No.
They got a lot of stuff.
I know. It's one of the things I need to do.
There's a lot of stuff at the surplus store.
Do they have room for that?
I probably do. I mean, I can't imagine anyone that would buy it because it's probably still functional and it can't be cheap. I wouldn't think. I mean, it's not going to fit in your basement. There'd be no basement left.
Wouldn't you think that could go to like maybe a high school or something that maybe doesn't? Maybe they need an updated one?
I don't know about a high school, but I would think something like a minor league hockey arena or something like. I mean, how much is state going to want for it if they? I don't know what they're doing with it. Getting it out of there is going to be a problem because it's big.
Yeah,
it's big.
I would hope that it goes to another team or organization that could really use a little bit of a boost.
Wanted to save money. Maybe you could just put chalk scoreboards in the corner like the old days. Erase the 2 and put a 4 when they score. Free throw made, erase that, put a 5 down. I don't think that's what they're going to do.
Sometimes it's too. When you're doing basketball, that's really hard to keep up.
The way they used to do it.
With basketball?
Yeah, they used to have just chalkboards in the corners. This is a while back. Somebody's there with an eraser, erases it, puts a 6 there, whatever it is.
Then all of a sudden it's 8, and you got to go back.
Halftime, you wash the board off because there's a lot of dust on it. They've come a long way since then.
Now it's like this, just touch board.
And it's cheaper then than it is now.
All right, well, that's what we've got coming up on Sports Tonight at 6.
All right,
share
just
your
another
thoughts
10
with us.
minutes where people learned a ton from me as usual, right? Why don't you get Ann on here to do this? She knows more about this than we do. She covered, and she's
our Emmy Award winner, Ann Emmerich.
We're not even allowed to call her Ann anymore.
Emmy Award winner, Ann Emmerich.
She's the Duchess of Lansing. She's the Duchess of Lansing now.
She is anchoring. She will be solo anchoring News 10 today.
Now she's got
starting
a chauffeur.
With First Step By.
She's got a chauffeur. She's getting a new husband, and of course, that everybody endorses that.
I'm gonna turn this stream off before we get anybody else in trouble.
But that, he's the husband you have if you don't win the Emmy. If you win the Emmy, you can get a step up.
All right, thanks for watching. Sorry, Tom.
You can get a step up if you win the Emmy. I told him you better hope she doesn't win it because you're going to be out.